Welcome to Notebook, a program of interest to the St. Lucie County community that features information about St. Lucie County schools. Guests include school district and community leaders with focus on children in our community.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Notebook. We're glad you're here with us today. We have our special guest with us from the Boys and Girls Club of St. Lucie County. And with us we have Melanie Wiles, who is our Chief Operating Officer. Yes. You've got a new title now since the last time I saw you, so congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And we also have Cecilia Martin, who is our Director of Education, which is the new position that we're very excited to hear a little bit about here in just a little bit. Yes. Well, today's show is, we have two segments this afternoon, and what we're going to be taking a look at are summer programs. And it's really hard to believe, we were just talking that it's hard to believe that it's May already and we're talking about summer, but it's just around the corner. And we want to share some opportunities that families will have in their backyards and providing programs throughout the summer to our kids in our communities here, as well as share with you on the second segment of the show about the summer slide resources that are provided through St. Lucie Public Schools. So we're excited to share that with you. So welcome both of you, and thank you for being with us. And I always like to start the show, and Melanie's been with me before, so she kind of knows how we do things. And Cecilia, you're going to jump right in there, I know, so you're a pro at this. So, but one of the things that I always like to provide the people that are viewing the show is just an opportunity to find out a little bit about you, as you know, your background a little bit and how you came to the roles that you're presently in. So Melanie, even though you've been with us before, I'm sure we've got new people viewing, so just share with us a little bit about your role and what you know, what you're doing in your new role, and then also maybe a little bit about your professional path and how you got there. Okay, all right.
So I'm really excited. I'm actually the Chief Operating Officer now for Boys and Girls Clubs of St. Lucie County. I've been with the club for almost 10 years now, which is awesome. It seems like just yesterday. What I really oversee is the day-to-day operations for all of our 17 locations, and I also oversee our resource development. So that includes bringing in partners with the Boys and Girls Club and also our fundraising.
Very good. And how about your role prior to this? How did you come to this particular area at the Boys and Girls Club?
So when I started the club, I actually was involved in marketing and special events. I had come from a background at actually living in Tampa, and I was in a communications field, so I came to the Boys and Girls Club and started in that role. I grew into a resource development role and became our Vice President of Resource Development, and then through my experience with the organization, I was given the opportunity to begin in this role recently.
Very cool. Very good. And congratulations on that.
Thank you.
And Cecilia, you are not a stranger to St. Lucie County, so but I won't give it away. I'll give you a chance to just share a little bit about your background and how you left the school district for a little while and now kind of back in the Treasure Coast, which we're always glad to have you back. So just share with us a little bit about your professional path and how you came to the role here as Director of Education.
Well, I started out at St. Lucie County Schools. I worked for a number of years I worked, and upon leaving St. Lucie County, I received a position with the state Department of Florida Education with FLDOE, and from there I worked there about 3 years as a specialist. Before that, I left, I was a teacher as well as a math coach. So I had the experience to work with elementary, middle, and high school. Then I came back to St. Lucie County, and that's why I'm in my new position now as Director of Education, which I love. I love working with children, of course, and it's a new position even in the organization. So I have the pleasure to kind of like mold
create it,
create it and mold it into where it needs to be. Of course, I'm over the whole education program for the organization, so I'm excited about that. Even later on to say all of the things that we put in place, which is a new look in the education department, and I'm so excited about that because we will give our kids the most excellent and outside of school progress and success. So I'm excited about that.
So we've got the dynamic duo here between between the marketing side and the operations, and really creating that position and the education side of it. And you know, what a lot of people don't realize is the education side of Boys and Girls Club. A lot of times they just see it as it's just an after-school program, but you provide so many programs, you know, through the Boys and Girls Club. Melanie, share with us a little bit. Let's start first about some of the programs that are offered during the school year, and then we'll kind of slide into the summer.
Okay. So Boys and Girls Club, we describe ourselves as fun with a purpose. It's exactly what you said. We provide that before and after care for students, but the purpose behind it is that we have structured programming. So we take youth who need us most, and then we provide them with impactful programming. And the outcomes that we look for are academic success, healthy lifestyles, and good citizenship. So basically, parts that Cecilia is working on is the educational piece. So we may be doing homework help. We may be doing tutoring. We may be doing high-yield learning activities where they're in the games room at the club or they're outdoors playing basketball. But then we work on those other pieces. So healthy lifestyles would be not just the recreational, them playing sports where they may not have an opportunity, but maybe them making healthy decisions. We have a Smart Moves program that is dedicated to that. We also do the civic engagement piece. So we actually ask all of our club members to give back to their community. We're part of a Million Members, Million Hours campaign through Boys and Girls Club of America. So all of our club members right now, and on a daily basis, we all get about 1,300. They're going to be giving back in different ways. And actually over the summer, we have all of our teenagers are coming to the club for free, but we're asking them each to do 25 hours of service, and we've partnered with all different local nonprofits, agencies, and ourselves as well for them to do that.
And what a great opportunity for the high school kids, because so many of the scholarships that they're looking at, including Bright Futures, has that community service hour component added in there, and you know, giving them that opportunity to experience helping others on top of, you know, just giving them those hours is significant in their growth, in their personal growth, and that's so much about what you guys are a part of, which is really awesome. So Cecilia, talk to us a little bit about what the educational side of the Boys and Girls Club is going to look like.
Oh, just wonderful to know. It's organized, it's structured. We're focused on math as well as reading and writing. And those are the basic foundations. We're also focusing on science. So we're going to focus on that through the high-yield learning activities. And I'm so excited to say that we are kind of mirroring the school system as far as the reading portion, where they are able to pick a book on their level and kind of write a summary or either do a flow chart of some sort of what they've read, as well as another day they're having a reading passage where they're reading and writing to text, responding to text. And they're focused on their math fluency as well as math standards. And so I'm just pleased, and it's by grade level. And even in that time, if they have homework, they do have the homework assistance, but also we're also concerned about the deficiencies that they have. So we're helping tutoring and fostering those deficiencies to make sure that they're proficient.
And making that connection with the school district too, and how everything is just going to align so perfectly. So what the kids are learning throughout the school day, they're going to still get that support even after school, which is a great plan.
That is correct.
And I love the science piece of it too, because really the science is that engaging part that the kids don't necessarily get as much exposure to during the school day as much as they would English and language arts and math, but science kind of encompasses all of that. So very excited to see what you've got planned for that, which is awesome. So Melanie, talk to us about the plans for the summer programs and what those will look like, and then we'll talk to you about, if parents are interested, how to get their child registered for that.
Okay. So right now we actually have 13 locations that we have available for summer, and we have all different price points for that. So depending on the location, we have weekly structures where it's $95 a week, and that includes all of the daily activities from 7:30 in the morning till 6 p.m. And also field trips. And we have other locations that we've opened for people that may have a little bit more of a struggle, and those are as low as $10 to $15 a week. So we serve across the board depending on where parents want to put their kids. Some of the daily programs that we're going to be running, we have the Summer Brain Gain, which I'll have Cecilia tell you a little bit about. That's kind of her her little
baby
that she's building up over the summer.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing Triple Play, which is a daily challenge program, and there'll be a special focus on basketball because at all 13 locations we'll have basketball courts and that type of thing. And then with our teens, we're going to be doing some special things. We have Career Launch, is where our teenagers can actually go out and they can research some different business opportunities in the area. They're going to take career field trips. For example, yesterday I went and met with Port St. Lucie Utilities Authority, and we can go to their plants and kind of find out about all the job opportunities there. And then, of course, the piece where they'll be giving back. We have different service projects planned with some other nonprofits in the area as well.
Very good. So, Cecilia, tell us a little bit about that program that you just mentioned.
Oh, God, it's wonderful. We have the lesson plans already prepared for the kids, and they will be focusing on reading, as well as math, as well as science, a lot of science involved. The kids will be creating products, and the learning, it really help aid and to ease their learning loss. So that means we want to close that gap.
Sure.
So they're going to do it in a fun way. So every day they're going to be involved in some type of math or either reading, writing in their journals. I'm just so excited because it really it's a fun way to learn. And they're using real life activities and skills and all of those things to create a product, which at the end we're going to have a culminating event. I'm so excited about that. So they're going to be learning and having fun. I love that.
And that's what it's all about.
Yes.
Just to keep them engaged and excited about learning.
Yes.
And then they don't even realize they're learning.
That is
That's one of those.
Then we know we did our job.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So through the summer, does it start right after school is out, and then when
the programming begins on June 12th.
Yes.
Okay.
And depending on the location, our clubhouses are open all the way until school starts again, but our school locations close a week before that so that the teachers can get back into their classrooms.
Right, which is nice. And tell us too about how a parent would go ahead and get their child registered. So share that with us.
So there's a couple different ways. You can either visit our website, which we actually have a listing of all of our clubs there. And we have a listing of what our summer program clubs are. They can actually go right to those clubs to register their children. So if it's St. Lucie West, Manatee, Mariposa, they can actually go right after school or before school to our club, which will be located in the cafeteria, and just go ahead and sign their kids right up. They can also call our office, which is 409-4491. If they're interested in one of the clubhouses, which is also listed on the website, they can visit the club as well just to sign up. So we try to make it fairly easy. And when a parent actually visits the club, they get a take on who our staff is, what our program looks like, so they can feel more comfortable sending their children there.
Right. And is there a limit on the number of students that you can take? Is that kind of based on the location?
It does. It depends on the location, and we've had the program open for enrollment for quite a few weeks now, so we're trying to get parents to register in the next 2 weeks. That way we know what the basis is. There is going to be a cutoff point, so we're asking them if they're interested to do it in the next couple weeks so that But as of right now, we're accommodating at most clubs. I think only one is on a wait list right now.
Okay, and it does happen.
It
so
does.
You want to make sure you get that in there. Is there an age limit or an age eligibility that you have from kindergarten through 12th grade?
We just ask that the kids will have completed kindergarten, and that's the way they're ready for a structured program. And then we take kids all the way up to 18. We do have a special program at Lakewood Park for the summer, which is a little different, that Children's Services Council is funding.
Oh, great.
So we're accepting 70 kids there, and they're at a $15 rate. It's a special scholarship thanks to Children's Services Council, and they're going to be doing an even more intense summer brain gain program. We have a special tutor that's going to be working with them as well, and we've had a great partnership that we've developed with the libraries here as well.
Very good. And we know that groups such as Boys and Girls Club can benefit so greatly from donations from the community, and if someone were interested in making that donation to help through the year or through the summer months, how would they go about doing that?
Well, right now we're actually running our summer camp scholarship program. So it would be awesome if people actually just call our office. We're doing a mail out right now, so they just call 408-9918 and they can just talk to us. You can make a donation on the website. We're going to be doing some things over the radio and such. So they just need to reach out to us, and we'll let them know how they can actually help those kids to be in the program. And one of the important things, too, is the teenagers, because we do not charge them at all. that's a huge expense for us. And so really they're just allowing them to be in there for the full 8 or 9 weeks during the summer.
Right, very good. Well, before we close, can you give the web address one more time, and then also give us that contact number one more time?
Sure.
Just to make sure we got that.
The website is bgcofslc.org, and the phone number that they can call is 409-4491.
Very good. Well, thank you both for being here. Thanks for all you do. And I always enjoy seeing the two of you because you're so enthusiastic and excited and very passionate about what you do. And it's very evident wherever you go. And very excited to work alongside of you with the school district and to see all the great things that you guys are doing each and every day for our kids here. So thanks so much for everything that you do.
Thank you.
So,
Thanks for having us.
All right, well, we'll be back here in just a few minutes. We want to thank you both for being with us once again, and we'll be back to share about the summer slide and what's coming just around the corner.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Well, welcome back to the second half of today's show, and today we're going to focus on the Summer Slide summer resources that are provided through St. Lucie Public Schools. And we are very excited. This is the second year that we've been able to provide these resources to our students throughout the Treasure Coast. And today we're going to take just a few minutes to walk you through the resources and what is provided, and allow our parents to see some of the things that are available for their students. And remember, this is all free. So what we want to do is take you to the St. Lucie Public Schools website on the main page, and that's where we're going to start in this segment. So we're going to take a look at the main page of St. Lucie County Public Schools, and as you open the first page, you're going to scroll down about halfway, and you're going to see where it says Summer Slide. And where you see that, we're going to click on that, and it's going to take us right to the resources for St. Lucie Public Schools. And you're going to notice over here to the right, it says, what is Summer Slide? And a lot of people ask that often. And what Summer Slide is actually is the tendency for students to lose some of the achievement gains that they've made during the previous school year. So what we have done is try to design different resources that are at students' fingertips throughout the summer, and they can actually go on there and practice 10-15 minutes at a time. But you'll find several different activities, and everything is based on grade level. So we're going to take a look. Let's look first at our VPK. So on the resource page, you're going to see this blue tab up here to the top left. And it actually, every time you open the Summer Slide, it actually goes to the VPK page automatically. So you're going to see different things like creativity, emerging literacy, that's our reading, obviously, and then general knowledge, looking at some of those elements for VPK. And VPK is actually our voluntary pre-kindergarten, for those people who may not be familiar with that lingo. And then also physical development. So when you click on, let's click on the book here. So when you click on emergent literacy, what it's going to do is actually provide several different links that you can actually practice with your kids. You know, it's nice that you have, you always want to try to practice with your students as much as you can in that reading element and learning their phonics and learning their sight words. But again, with our 21st century learners, having the online opportunities to really close those achievement gaps engages the kids a little bit more than some other options that we have through resources. So let's take a look back here. Thanks for switching back and forth there. We're going to take a look at resources for grades K to 5. And K to 5 is just a little bit different. Each grade level, we add additional resources, and there's a couple of them that I particularly want to get parents and guardians familiar with, because these are great opportunities to do things on a daily basis with the kids, just simple little activities that you can do with them. So the first one, let's click on the English Language Arts K to 5. And you'll come down here and you will notice the Barnes & Nobles has free books that you can actually download for the kids, which are great. Book It. This is actually sponsored by Pizza Hut. So for every few books that the kids read, they can actually gain points and then get a free personal pizza. So that's always a plus. So you enjoy the reading and you get to eat on top of it, so which is great. Then the Florida Department of Education also has the Just Read program, and this is something else that has been designed for kids in the elementary school level. And each of the programs and the links that we have provided here give descriptions about what each program is. So you'll see that additional summer activities tab, and this is actually for elementary and middle school. So each one of the links provides a different description for you, just so you can double check that that's relevant to your child. And then the next one we want to make sure that we mention is iReady. And all of our parents here in St. Lucie Public Schools, the majority of them are very familiar with the iReady, and we know that that is a program that is set to the individual learner, which is fabulous. We've had great success in seeing reading growth in our students throughout the district, and this just provides another opportunity for them to continue that growth and close that achievement gap, and especially in those high need areas of reading, because we know if a child isn't able to read, it affects every aspect of their life. So that practice in iReady is really valuable. So the more the students can read, the more they're going to achieve. So we're going to skip out of this one really quick, and I'd like to take you over to the Math K-5. And here, Liz Pruitt, who is one of our math gurus in the district, she has actually designed some really cool interactive activities for the kids. And if you go about halfway down, you'll be able to click on this, and once you click on it, it actually downloads the form. It's a PDF form. And you're going to see various activities that she set up the whole calendar. This one happens to be for students entering 2nd grade. And each day of the calendar month, there's an activity just to practice and have a little fun with your students. And sometimes they're having so much fun they don't even realize that they're learning. So these are great little resources that are available for each month during the summer months. So just wanted to make you aware of those. And then if you go a little further down, it goes all the way to K-5, K-1. Then we look at different interactive simulations that the kids can practice that are really fun and engaging games. So I just want to encourage you to take a look at those. So I'm going to scroll back up to the top, and then we're going to take a look. The next tab actually is for our resources for grades 6 through 8. And a lot of the 6 through 8 is focused more closely to the college and career readiness for 6 through 8. So we're going to click on that and give you an opportunity to see some of the different resources that are available through 6 through 8. And Naviance is a program for college and career to really help our middle school students with that academic achievement for those post-secondary goals, and it gives them opportunities to take a look at different paths that they might be interested in as a career. So Naviance is a great tool that we've provided. It actually goes from 6 through 12, but we've tried to break up the resources as much as we can to make those a little bit more accessible and easier to locate on this page. Then we also want to take a look at our math in 6 through 8. And here are some great tools. Greg Tang Math, it's great practice for algebra and geometry and those students who are looking at going into higher level advanced placement math to actually be able to practice and work on those. You can also utilize these as PSAT prep or SAT prep eventually. There's Math Nation, that's a fabulous resource through the University of Florida. Our students have had phenomenal success in utilizing this particular resource as well. So we want to let parents know that these are available as well. And if you scroll down a little farther, you have TED Ed Lessons for Math, where they actually walk you through different lessons that are very interactive. And these are math videos to walk students through each step of the math problem. So if you're a visual learner like I am, it really helps to give you those visuals to follow step by step to help in that comprehension piece of the learning. Then finally, we're going to take a look at our last tab way back up there at the top, and we're going to take a look at our grades 9 through 12. So our high school students have a few more resources that are available to them as well. And again, we want to look at that college and career readiness. They have English language learners. So we have resources actually K through 12 that I didn't mention for our English language learners. So our students who are in the ESOL program and English is not their first language, there are lots of resources available to those students, and I'll come back to that in just a second. But I really want to click on the Math 9 through 12. This is a new resource that we've added this year, which we were really excited to find. And it's called Algebra in the Real World, Get Math. And this is such a cool resource. I'm actually going to open the tab there to get you there. So very interactive, very visually eye-catching, and engages the students. You know, it's more for, it looks like it's more for your middle and high school students rather than giving more of an elementary look to it. So they've done a phenomenal job at really gauging it to our high school and middle school students. So we're pretty excited to be able to get this resource up on our website this year for those free resources that are going to be available to the students. So we just want to let you know that these different resources are available throughout, these will be available throughout the summer. And they actually went live on May the 1st. So please know that these resources will be available up until the time that school starts in August. And if you have any questions, there are contact numbers listed on the website. So if you have questions, you can always give me a call. If you have trouble logging in, some of the resources have logins, but they're all, again, free resources. So some of them may be linked to our student logins, and some of those you may have to create a password and a login, but just understand that they all are free. There's nothing on here that we will be asking for a credit card or a debit card or anything like that. So we just wanted to make you aware, and please share this information. If you know that somebody's looking for something to keep the kids active with their learning throughout the summer, just let them know about the summer slide that's offered through the St. Lucie Public School system. So we want to thank you for being with us today. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you back. And don't forget to share those summer programs through the Boys and Girls Club with people that you know, and as well as the summer slide resources that help our kids grow academically. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next time.